Alright guys, Supreme Kami over here, and it is time to go over what we are going to be getting for later this week here. So we know that we are getting the 4.0 update somewhere this week. It is actually going to be on the 26th. So in terms of this actual update, it is actually going to be starting late in the afternoon, or like you can say at dawn time. So in terms of the update, it's probably going to be like an 8 hours long maintenance, so you won't not be able to log in probably for that duration. And then in terms of when the game will actually start back up, it should be somewhere around the 27 in terms of my actual time zone. So depending on where you guys are living, that should be, I don't know if that would like for, let's say the other side of the globe, maybe on the 28th for some of you guys, or I think it should still be on the 27th if I do recall. So yeah, we're just gonna be having an update, and then after that, I think that should be the starting point for the 30th anniversary. I think all those campaigns should start rolling out, so we should get like the actual starting date and then like the actual end date. Just because of the fact that in terms of those some of those campaign, for example, this kind of have like a time gated to them. I think the most important one that I want to know is like how long is the actual campaign for the 6-time growth hanger, just because of the fact that if it's like a 30 days, that's actually going to be very good. So that's why I do want to know the full extent to like what kind of time, like from the starting date to the end date, how long would that be. So let's talk about what we are going to be having in terms of some of the standard, or not standard, welfare. Oh, we look at it right now. So in terms of the welfare unit, we are going to be getting the Tologi's Endless World version. So this time around, we are getting this one in a warfare format. So I do wonder how this one will perform compared that to the standard version. I think this one, honestly, in terms of the overall sprite, does look very good. So do let me know how many of you guys are actually like a Tologi fans over here. Me personally, I would definitely say I have a neutral feeling about this overall unit, but it does look pretty good. I think the only thing that I like from the Tologi itself is actually the back part. Just because of those vernier kind of pops out when you actually dash in, fly, whatever you call it. That looks so clean. So definitely gonna be excited for this Tologi. In terms of the stat, I am definitely gonna be expecting something a lot more better from the standard version. So that is probably not even a question to be asking here. So definitely do look forward to this over here. And then in terms of the actual EX skill, we should still be getting the same EX skill, so that should be the Doppelgun, if that is what it is. So I do probably expect something up maybe around the same caliber. Maybe it will hit a little bit harder, maybe it'll underperform, who knows. Definitely do have to wait until Thursday or Wednesday after the update to find that one out. So we also do have some new AI pilot here to pick up. Definitely I just don't know who any of these pilot is up here, so I don't even know what series they're from. So that's how you guys said. I am very bad at just look the overall Gundam lore, or the overall Gundam series universe over here, so don't mind me. So in terms of the most important part, these are going to be these new Sokai banner that we are going to be getting after the update. So they should be, normally they'll be dropping on the actual Tuesdays. So Tuesday is probably, normally that is when I'm going to be doing the review, talk about like how good they are and etc. But this time around, probably will not get to them until after the update, so probably going to be on the 27th. So both of these are going to be a S attribute, so that's quite a coincidence. I think actually in terms of the original suit, they're both tag attribute as well, so I guess. So in terms of Infinite Justice, so that was actually the first year anniversary headlining banner, so I'm not surprised that they're actually bringing it back for the beginning of the 30th anniversary. So that is definitely quite a surprise. And then in terms of the EXS Gundam here, so this one is actually quite a special moment as well, just because in terms of this actual banner, this is actually the first time they drop a banner not labeling as a Sokai banner nor a Gundam Festival banner. I think they simply dropped this one as the actual 6-star, like they just call it like a 6-star. You can get the part 6-star already. So I think back then it was a very important milestone as well, just because like we never had like a banner that directly dropped part as 6-star tune up. So I think back then it was actually quite hype as well, just because I believe that one did actually drop. In terms of the EXS, it did drop on that usual Thursday slot, so that supposedly surprise release date. So so that's gonna be a little bit backstory in terms of when they actually released. So this one released it in terms of the EXS, released it back probably around January or maybe February of 2020, or 2021 if I recall. And then in terms of Infinite Justice, released that one back in 2020. Yeah, back in 2020. So yeah, that is gonna be pretty much it in terms of these two banners over here. And then I'm just gonna add this portion of it. So we are obviously starting the 30th anniversary, and I just want to say that in terms of this actual banner, I'm not confident that it's gonna be the final banner, just because we still have so many more weeks, for the anniversary. I'll have to say. So during that duration, I do feel like we should be getting something else besides these two units over here. So what I like, just like from the time I think last night when we got the news to now, I have seen so much toxics coming, just talking about like, oh, recycle unit for the 30th anniversary, how pathetic or something like that. It just also all those comments are just so toxic, man. Like, if you guys are just gonna keep bashing about the game, just delete the game. Don't even play it. It's just the fact that those types of individual creates a very bad vibe for the rest of the player base. Because simply when people look at social media or just look at any comment, they probably dictates how, like, like if you're new, for example, if you see those comments, I'll definitely say I will feel discouraged looking at the game just because the player base is so toxic. So yeah, just I just feel like in my own personal opinion, if you guys don't like something, yeah, obviously you can just kind of talk about it, and that's cool. But if you keep doing it every week, because like I see on Facebook, like the Facebook group, I see certain individuals just keep bashing about, whenever we have like, recycled stuff. But like whenever they drop something that's actually hype, that's actually new, they don't talk about it. So why just keep talking smack about the game? Like go delete the game and go outside, touch some grass, whatsoever. So in my honest opinion, I do think eventually they should be dropping something else besides this banner. So just wanna throw that out there. So if not, I'd be like, I guess I take an L over here, like expecting too much for the game. But yeah, in general, if you just like just those players are just so toxic, man. Just keep bashing about the game. But anyways, I do want to talk about a little bit more in terms of just looking at it from last year. So in terms of this actual website, we are actually taking a look at the website version of the actual in-game menu. So shout out to the GNL Discord server because they do actually have a link to this over here. So that is what we are going to be taking a look. So if we take a look at the actual release date of the Helios and then the Double Shield Quanta, they actually dropped it on July 28th. So that is literally dead on exactly the same time slot as this year would be on the 26th, because I believe last year on the 28th was a what? So, oh, wait, hold up. So they actually do go by the Japanese time zone. So I'm pretty sure for like my time zone, that should have been the 27th, and then probably for the rest of the world, like the other side of the globe, that should be on the 28th. So this is like, you can definitely say this is like the beginning headlining of like, oh, when we had the second anniversary back then. So I think last year they did a very good job into labeling the banner, just because of the fact that they named it the Super Sokai. So that was definitely something that was very exciting, because like we never heard of a Super Sokai back then. So that was definitely hype. It's just that this year they simply go by just a Sokai banner. So in terms of this aspect, I would definitely say they did do a little bit of a kind of like, in terms of like the progression, like what they did, they actually took a step back, and like in terms of promoting the actual banner, this aspect of it, I'll definitely say it looks very weak. Just because like, just looking at these over here, this was hype, all like the rainbow color on the banner, like this was pretty hype. Like I'll definitely summon for a banner that looks like this. So yeah. And then in terms of the Double Shield Quanta, so it was pretty much the same thing here. So we actually do get a bonus. So this is like the second year anniversary ladder year ticket. So this is actually something that they have not mentioned at all, because in terms of the second year anniversary 10 big campaign, for example, they did have like an indication of what these tickets can actually do. So it was just quite surprised that they didn't do something of this caliber or follow something of this format from last year. You would think they would probably improve upon that, but nope, they're not dropping any of these. But I'll definitely say in terms of what they did, they definitely have consolidated a lot of these. Like in terms of dropping ticket where you can potentially roll for, I believe we can actually, if you use these tickets, for example, last year, you can actually have a chance to get like actual pick tickets if you get like a 6 or like any of those limited parts per se. I think this year around, in terms of doing that, they just actually drop a lot of those premium tickets. So I think it in a way it kind of does it's probably more or less like equivalent to that, so I don't really mind that. Because in terms of rolling for those actual pick tickets, it was hard. So yeah, I think what they did this year was probably a lot more better in terms of the campaign part. So definitely thumbs up for them. Besides that, they also did host various campaigns that was pretty much not mentioned in the actual, quote unquote, the 10 in-game campaign. So last year, what they did something more or less like the Creator Clash Challenge. So I don't know. I believe this one was exclusive to, I believe, global, like just anywhere, like I guess any of the EN server. I don't know if they did this for like Japan server or even like the Asian region, for example. But yeah, that was something that they did last year, and that was definitely pretty hype. So this one was revolving around the creative mission. So definitely take advantage of that last year. And then they actually did release a few more banners besides that. So I believe this one should be on that Thursday slot. So last year they did not cut any slacks. They were releasing banner like every other day. So last year was definitely quite hectic. And then in terms of the actual birthday for the Gundam Breaker mobile game, that is actually going to be on the 31st. So last year what they actually did went ahead and give us like one pick tickets to summon for, and there you can just get any limited parts. So that was definitely very welcome. I don't know if they are going to be doing the same thing this year's. I mean, I hope they do. Just kind of continue the overall trend. So we can definitely expect something around the 31st of this year if they want to follow the same format. But I think that is pretty much all I do want to cover in terms of anything that's pertains so far in terms of the anniversary banner, quote unquote. But I do have hopes. I do have my hopes up in terms of potentially getting more banner besides these two over here. So we'll just have to wait and see what they have. But do let me know how do you guys feel about having these two new units over here, being the Sokai festival banners, over here, and just kind of leave those down in the comment section below. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much for me, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.